I'm gonna be off radio for a few minutes. Just call me if you need me. Alright, what's up? What? So, okay, you. Okay, sorry. Say that again. My mind's fucking blown.
Okay. So I'll start from the beginning, sort of. Basically, I was around, out here selling cars. I was hanging out the side of a mountain, like, I don't know, 30 minutes before the storm was gonna roll in, and the person I was with got a phone call from Marty. Marty wanted some information on a car. Um, he didn't get that information from her, so he called me, and then, a little bit of banter on the phone. There was a joke about me joining GG. It was a joke. I didn't think much of it. The next day, he calls back, and he essentially asked me again, in somewhat of a joking manner, but, it's getting a little bit more serious at this point, and I'm like, all right, you know what, I'm going to talk to Rami, and then he's like, oh, you got to talk to your OG Rami, and I'm just like, yeah, this is going to be complicated, blah, blah, blah. So that happens. Some time passes. Eventually, I do tell Rami, and then Rami is just like, Kevin, you can't work for the ops. And, he orchestrated a bunch of different things to, like, convince me that it wasn't a good idea. But on the other end, a lot of the people from GTA did something similar, or did stuff similar to, like, convince me that it was a good idea. I also went out of my way to, like, talk to them and just make sure that, like, what, Rami?
What are these, like, convincings that are good or bad ideas? What do you mean?
I don't even know if it was convincing necessarily. It's more like a string of conversations to feel people out about, like, their experience in that gang, as well as, like, the lane that I could potentially occupy. Because obviously, when people think of Kevin Ram, the first thing that they think of isn't going to be Gulag Gang, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, when I think of you, I think of. I mean, no offense, I didn't really think of CG or Rami when I thought of you. I just thought of. When I think of you, I think of, like, the first thing I think of is, like, Mila. Like, you two, you, Mila, and Eve, like, are the, like, you, for me, you, Mila, Eve, and Alex are, like, the four people I think of when I think of, like, civs, I guess. I don't know a better way to say it,
Yeah, no. I'm of the same mind, I think. But yeah, I have a bunch of conversations. Rami comes up with a couple ideas for me to do more criminal activity that isn't with GG. One of which was joining Just Us, and the other was joining Pigeon and, like, whatever he works on.
Street Team?
I mean, I guess by extension, there would probably be some involvement with Street Team, but he hinted at something else going on. But essentially, like, me and Pigeon have, like, issues from the past. There was an SBS situation that became serious because of the way Pigeon handled it, and me personally, I don't want to put myself in a position where someone is effectively holding power over me, but I don't trust them, and I don't trust Pigeon. Is what it comes down to.
Joining a gang is, a lot like a business, but it's, while it has a lot of similarities to a business, it also has some incredibly different ways it goes about it. For example, if you joined Street Team, Pigeon would literally be able to tell you what to do.
Yeah.
And if you didn't listen, they might kill you.
Right. And then the other option was Just Us. And to be honest, I was thinking about the Just Us option pretty seriously. Until
it's Just Us.
It's like Zolo and Hutch and a few other people around them. I don't know if you know who Zolo is.
Hutch and who?
Zolo.
Hutch, like CG Hutch?
Yeah. It's like a lot of these guys have, like, side gangs, And
so wait, so Just Us is Hutch's gang.
It's Zolo's gang, but Hutch is involved.
Okay, so it's Hutch's Street Team.
Sure.
Okay,
That's what it seems like.
No offense. Just
yeah. No, you. But essentially, we were driving back to. Do you know SOS? Do you know that gang?
I know it's like SOS, that's like near the seaside,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. So we were driving back there, and then I guess the houses were getting robbed, and I don't know. We just walked into the situation where these people are already at like 11 as far as aggression, and I don't know, like the way everything kind of played out, that wasn't the vibe that I'm on, and that's not the
You drove
energy.
to SOS with who?
Oh, with Maddie, one
Who's
of the
Maddie?
Maddie Batty. She's one of the OGs of that gang.
Of SOS?
Yeah.
Sorry, why is SOS relevant?
Okay, so this is
You
the
got invited to Just Us and you thought about it, and then
right, right,
what's
and
with
Justice.
SOS?
So Justice is the gang that's at their block robbing their houses, and I guess
Yeah.
one of them
So you
gets
were
to know.
with Just Us and you were robbing SOS houses.
No, no. So I was with a member of SOS. Then we went back to the SOS house, and then Justice was robbing the SOS houses, and
Got
then
it.
there was an altercation where one of their members gets shot, and then there's like this 15-minute like or like 10-minute dialogue of just like lecturing that's just weird. I don't know how to describe it. I was
So,
uncomfortable.
well, a lecturing for what? Like a Justice member lectured you for hanging out with
No, 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 no,
SOS?
not me. Just the Justice member lecturing the SOS people about how to run their gang. Essentially, that's what it comes down to.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, if anyone lectures anyone, you should just kill them.
Well, so we're in a situation where it's like Curtis is sitting in the car. These guys have already had their guns out for a while. One of these people have already been shot, and it's just like, okay, I'm not really trying to be involved with this. So effectively, that wasn't an option that I was going to pursue. Um, and then the last like the last option was with Mr. K. Actually, yesterday, kind of before everything went down, he was just like, Kevin, I see you as somebody who would like do your own thing. And he's right. I think there's like a world where I would do my own thing, but you know, at this late date, and
Do your own thing, like
like
make your own gang.
yeah, that's what he was like hinting at. Or not hinting at. He was fairly explicit in saying that.
Why the? Listen, no offense, Kevin. Okay,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but you seem like a fucking wimp loser. Why the fuck would
What?
anyone think you're gonna make your own gang?
I don't know. I'm fairly capable, I suppose.
Okay, well, it's just like I. Why the fuck would you make your own gang? Like, what the fuck? Where
Yeah,
you gonna
yeah,
trap
yeah.
out? A fucking Target?
Yeah, exactly. Trap out of the old gallery.
Okay.
No,
No, like, listen, I don't mean this in an offensive way. It's just like, it's like if Mila fucking, started trapping out of autos. It just doesn't, I can't see that. I used to
yeah,
be
yeah,
a
yeah.
fucking loser like you, Kevin. I know what it's like. Like, I used to work all day at the Rooster,
I remember
you
those
know?
days.
Yeah.
Good fucking times.
Okay, so you're rolling around with Just Us, which is like your best option so far because you don't fuck with Street Team. Or you
No,
don't
no, no.
fuck with one of the
So
leaders of Street Team.
no, so I'm not rolling around with them, by the way. I run into them. I have this interaction, and it kind of colors my perspective
Oh,
on them.
okay. So
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know of Just Us. They're like talking about it. You're like, okay, it's, maybe you're fucking with the answer. You're
yeah,
hanging out with
yeah.
one of your SOS buddies. You roll
Exactly.
their block, and
Yeah.
Just Us are there, and then a fight happens, and then Just Us shoot them down and start lecturing them or some shit.
Well, someone was already shot when we got there, but the lecture happened after we rolled up.
Okay. So you just don't fuck with like.
That energy was just not the energy I'm on. Like
Cringe. Got it. Okay.
exactly,
So go
exactly,
on.
exactly, exactly, exactly. So that option's out. You know, I tell Rami that hey, this probably isn't a fit. And then he orchestrates a meeting with me and him in his office. We talk about it. At this meeting, he's then like, "Listen, Kevin, talk to Pigeon. Or we worked it out. Blah blah blah." Um, Mind you, we were gonna go and have a meeting with him. He was on the phone with Pigeon. I'm in the car, and we're going to this like location that I shouldn't know about or whatever. And Pigeon is literally telling Rami on the phone, "I'm going to kill Kevin Ram," and I'm just like, "I don't think this is the guy, Rami."
I'm sorry. Wait, what?
Yeah.
Wait, sorry. I'm okay. So say all of that again because I feel like I'm confused again.
All right, we're going to a location. right? I don't know
Who
what his
you?
location is.
We? Who is we?
Me and Rami. After we
And
have
this is
the
after you say,
initial
you know,
meeting.
I don't think I fuck with just us, right?
No, this is when I first tell him, hey, I am looking at this option. So
Oh,
he's
okay.
like, he's taking me to meet Pigeon at this undisclosed location, whatever.
Okay.
And I know he's saying that because Rami's saying the counter. He's saying, hey, you're not gonna kill Kevin Ram. You're not gonna kill Kevin Ram. Do you understand? Or whatever. And I'm just the whole time thinking is like, I don't want to be under this guy in any capacity. Period. End of story. Um,
What the fuck did you do to Pigeon, Kevin?
I didn't do anything to Pigeon. Basically, I called him a vending machine in an
Because me and
SBS.
Pigeon have a
So
great acting like that.
no, listen. There was a situation orchestrated by Randy and Miguel. Um, this was like 2 months ago, by the way. A situation
Yeah.
orchestrated by Randy and Miguel. Pigeon's getting baited. I'm getting baited too, but I'm like knowingly walking into the scenario, or whatever. Um, some words were exchanged. Pigeon at the time was working for me at VOC Imports. He was getting paid like 75K a week, and he was horrendous at the shop, right? Because he's obviously distracted with other things.
Wait, what'd
So,
you say? Your throat was a little sketchy.
oh, he was working for me at the time. He was getting paid $75,000 a week. He was horrendous at this job. I made a comment to him that Arya, someone who was also a contender for this job, was the better half of Street Team, right? So he takes me saying that as like an insult to Street Team. But later in the conversation, I make a comment about him just being a vending machine. And to be honest, I think that's the comment that kind of got under his skin. And then, you know, things escalated, and he shot me over this like scenario that was very clearly SBS from the beginning. And then we just stopped fucking with each other. Like, that was it. That's the Pigeon story, essentially. And this was after, like, when he got out of jail, there was like a party, and I just handed this guy like $500,000 because his fine was like 600K or something. Like, Pigeon in the past and like picked me up from fucking races and bank job. Like, he's picked me up before. Just like randomly, I need somebody to pick me up. I called him, he'd pick me up, or he'd call me and I'd be like, "Hey, I need a pickup," and he'd come get me. And to go all the way back before anybody knew who the fuck he was, when wait, what'd you say? What?
Can you hear me?
No, I can't. You're very Is it me? You're very quiet. Why can't I hear the rain now? Vending machine, you're not wrong. I think it's raining in this house also, by the way. I think he's transforming.
Can you fucking hear me?
Oh, there we go. Now I can hear you. Wait, can you hear me? Hello? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Oh my fucking god.
Honestly, it sounds like it's raining in here. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, that happens. Is it bad?
Yeah, it's horrendous. I can hear the rain through my AirPods.
Alright, come here. Do you know how to, turn off the rain?
Nope.
So, go into your phone and go to HUD.
Okay.
To slash HUD.
Yeah.
And then turn off localized weather effects. Then run outside of the walls and then come back.
Okay. Meow. Is it outside of the walls? I mean, I don't think I'm able to get out, am I? Oh my god. This has changed my life forever. So nice now, yeah. Can eat the bananas. The perma ragdoll. Alright, we got it this time. All right. What was the last part of the story that you heard?
You called Pigeon a vending machine.
Yeah, I called him a vending machine, and then he brought the street team thing back up, and it didn't make sense in the context of what we were talking about. And I was like, all right, so what are you gonna do about it? And then he shot me. And then yeah, that was basically it. That was the end of
Well,
our.
you were stupid, depressed Pigeon. Let's be real.
Yeah, to be honest, that's been kind of the nature of our relationship for a very, very long time, like almost a year, like over a year.
Kevin, the first thing in becoming a better person is knowing when you did something stupid. Okay. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't fucking hate him, because you should, because he fucking shot you. But, you know, Pigeon lives that life, you know? Now, am I saying you shouldn't go try to murder him? No, you should.
I mean, to be honest, I'm indifferent to his existence.
But you should start beef with Street Team as a member of GG.
Oh, and just eradicate the gang?
Yeah, something like that. So what happened after?
Alright, yeah, so that was Rami's like first initial offer. I think he sensed that I wasn't going for it. Then we had a second meeting, a more serious meeting inside of the new VLC Enterprise building or whatever. At this meeting, you know, I'm clearly kind of leaning a certain way. He then calls Maddie Batty down to like, I don't know, because he wants to kill her, because he's under this impression that like she's corrupted me and turned me against him, and I'm joining Gulag Gang.
The SOS person?
Yeah. So she shows up, and then Carmela also shows up, and then we have this like extensive meeting where basically there's like an ultimatum of Kevin has to choose between Maddie and GG. At the time, I immediately folded because that's what I do. But eventually, I thought about it, and we talked about it, and I was just like, yeah, that's not going to work. And obviously, you kind of know how that side of the story pans out. But in that meeting, Rami kind of sets it up for that. After there's a meeting with Larry from GG, we go down to, do you know where O Block is?
Yeah, it's it starts with a C or something.
Yeah, something, I don't remember. But anyways, we go to O Block.
It's where the blocks trap out of, yeah.
Yeah. So we go down there, and then Larry is talking to me about joining GG, and we talk for a little while, and then Rami shows up somehow. I don't know how he knew we were there. Somehow our location got compromised. And then there was this whole Kevin has to pick between the two, and you know, obviously I didn't make any significant choices there, and then that kind of ends, and things are quiet for like a day. The official gallery opens. We go through that. The final meeting is with Vinny and Rami. That meeting is essentially them running through kind of the same stuff that Rami and I talked about earlier, but in this context, Vinny is presenting his side of being like the clean person of a gang, but he's drawing parallels between me and his past experience. But obviously, our experience is a lot different because I think for him, he was a member of that gang, whereas I'm just like a person running a business for people who happen to be in that gang. So the
Yeah.
parallels don't really hit. And then I think Vinny kind of picks up that I've kind of made my decision already at this point. And then they're just like, yeah, we're gonna fire you from everything, blah blah blah. And then the last meeting is me getting called to the front of the gallery, and then basically everybody's there. Um, Mr. K talks for a little bit, and like I said, I told you this part before. He says, he sees me doing my own thing. It's not really feasible at this point. Also, I don't know that makes sense for me at this point.
Is your loser?
Right. And also, how the fuck am I supposed to get a gang app to even start? Anyways, that happens, and then yeah, they fire me for everything. They beat me up. I don't die, and then I ride my bike down to the south side. Larry picks me up, or some bike I found. It wasn't my bike. It was a stolen bike because I was a criminal at this point, obviously. And yeah, I tell Marty and those guys, and now I'm a hang around, I guess.
You're hanging around for GG.
You know. Oh, actually,
Yeah.
one point I missed was like a big part of the argument that Rami made was like we're never gonna get invited to do anything, and I think literally like the second day we hit the vault, and when I told him that in that initial meeting, he kind of just like the energy in the room changed. Because that's kind of the lane that I was looking for, and just like I can help with the business stuff, but I want to do jobs.
Yeah, I mean, the, you know, you didn't ask for my opinion, so.
Well, what do you think would have been the right play in this scenario? Because I am
I mean,
curious.
you know, uh, it's hard being. It, there's a lot to say actually.
Mm-hmm.
I think every side has a good and a down to it.
Yeah.
I think CG treated you mostly with negatives, though.
Why?
Uh,
Why do you say that?
GG mostly positives, but you haven't got to see the negatives to that
Yeah.
right now, right?
Yeah.
Um,
The honeymoon
CG is
phase.
very big,
Yeah.
very big game, and uh,
Base god.
the guild is a very small group of people,
Mm-hmm.
and even though our shit is very small,
Mm-hmm.
it's still hard to include everyone, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, Now, just because people aren't included, and I don't have, I don't personally have like someone that works my business that isn't a part of my gang, I guess,
Yeah. Yeah.
Like the people that work my business are Eve and Alex, right? And
Yeah.
they're both in the guild, you know.
Right.
But you know, I would guess I would say that like in Rami's defense, like sure you're not a part of their gang, but
Mm-hmm.
does that mean they don't really give a shit about you? Probably not. Uh, but it's also unfair for them to you know tell you that you do matter, but you don't get invited to do any of the shit, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, uh, it's easy for Gigi to say like, yeah, fuck CG, come to us, and then invite you to a vault because like I could say that I could invite you to a fucking vault,
Yeah.
but does that mean I'm gonna do it 4 more times in the next week? Probably not. But you can't do it once a week, but you know what I mean, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's easy for new things to look appetizing, right?
100%.
And you only really see the downsides to something once you've been doing it for a while.
Yeah. I
GG
mean,
is also a very large game.
yeah.
I don't know if they're as big as CG. I would assume they have like similar numbers, but I don't know how Marty runs his shit. I like GG. I think
Mm-hmm.
GG is you know, I think GG is probably GG or Russ are the two gangs that I'm very close with.
Yeah.
You know, that problem of people not being included in shit is a big one. It's not easily solvable.
Right, right, right.
So is CG at fault for, you know, not including you? Yeah, but you know, it's not like a fuck yeah, you know what I mean? It's like it's a hard thing to do.
Oh yeah, 100%. Especially when you have
But
so many
again,
people who are in that gang life, right?
but again, you know, if you're not getting included in shit, you know, tough shit, you know, like it sucks, but that's just is how it is, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. 100%.
But you guys need a contract or what? Like, do you guys need a contract? What's up, Ray?
Not everybody gets included all the time. Yeah, but Kevin doesn't want to be included all the time. Kevin wants the freedom to be able to do whatever he wants sometimes too, you
But
know?
you guys do your shit. They just ran in the house and I didn't know what they wanted.
Yeah, appreciate the follows, chat.
I'm at my house. Why? No, I'm in a fucking meeting, Ray. Piece of shit. I'm getting off radio. God. What was I saying?
Included in shit.
Uh, like I said, them excluding you from business shit, like it's just fucking childish, in my opinion. You know, uh, I say that, but I also don't have like a. I know GG and CG fucking hate each other, right?
I mean, to be honest, the hostility from all the members, I think Rami had the strongest dislike. No one else had the same energy or negative energy towards him.
Yeah, well, just because people aren't as, you know,
Animated.
I wouldn't say animated. Some people just aren't as public with their hate, right?
Yeah, yeah, fair, fair.
Uh, you know, but that's what I like about Rami. You know, you don't have to guess what Rami's thinking.
True, 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 true. Very true.
Uh, so you know, I can understand that. You know, I mean, I could guess. You know, it's not like I'm a fucking idiot. I could guess how that probably feels, but I don't really have enemies like that. So, you know, I can say it's easy for me to say it sounds childish that CG would like blacklist you from their shit, but like I said, I don't have an enemy like that to where I would need to think about that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of in the same camp as you, where I don't like even Pigeon. Like, I don't have that type of animosity towards him, so I would never like blacklist somebody completely. Um, but at the same time, like Mr. K was ready to hire me back at the Jewel Dragon because I said he was my favorite or whatever. So, and Ursula called me saying something to the effect that once it all blows over, you know, you could maybe get your job back. So I don't even know that it's a permanent thing. I think the businesses like H&O and then like the actual car shit, like that's the thing that's probably more important to me, and that's the thing that probably wouldn't come back because of how guarded that is.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, yeah,
Because I
fair
got to
enough.
the top, right? I got to the point where I could walk down there and import the car myself. But
Yeah,
doing that and making more and more money endlessly was depressing when there are just so many more interesting things to do.
yeah. I had a point I was gonna make, but that radio shit kind of distracted me. So, uh, yeah. I mean, that's wild. That's fucking wild.
Yeah, just
That's
another
like
day in life.
huge news. Like, I, every time I've seen you, you have been at some form of CG business. Like,
Yeah.
whether it's at the gallery or at the Dragon or literally just somewhere within doing something CG related. So that's insane.
Yeah, it's a big vacuum. Apparently, 4 people took my job at VLC Ports.
Jesus.
Um, but yeah, that's wild. Holy fuck. Uh, yeah, I guess the point I was trying to make is that you know uh, it's hard. I can see it from like Rami's POV of like
Yeah, yeah.
he wants to include you, but it's very hard to. But they also have to understand it's like you're a fucking human, right? Like you're a person that can't just sit around and do nothing forever.
Yeah, yeah. I think at some level they probably get that.
Yeah, I feel that. GG though, holy fuck. That is that's wild.
Wait, why?
Uh
You're not a crackhead.
yeah. You're not a crackhead.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, balance out the room, you know? Not everybody could be a crackhead all the time.
Yeah, but it's just like I don't know. If I were you, personally, and like I said, GG to me is very. I'm, I'm, I'm as close as I can get with someone that isn't my family or the guild,
Mhm.
uh, as with Marty, right? Like Marty's not my family, he's
Mhm.
not in my guild,
Yeah.
but you know, he's like that next tier, right? And not many people are in that tier.
Yeah.
So I say this as someone that would consider GG like if I was in trouble or like really seriously fucked up trouble,
Yeah.
I think Gigi and Rust would help me, right? Those two groups.
Yeah.
And so I say this from a place of friendship. If they ask you to do their business shit, find a new gang.
Mm-mm. Why do you say that?
Because if people only give a fuck about how good you are at
Mm-mm.
running businesses, then shit's not gonna change for you, whether you think it might.
I mean, to be honest, Yeager, I want the best of both worlds. I want to be able to run whatever is making the most money, but also do whatever I want on the side.
Fair enough. I mean, you know, I really don't think there's a real point in being 100% clean civ anymore, as you can
Oh,
tell
yeah,
from me
yeah,
and
yeah.
Rami.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
That's
me and
dead.
Rami both have like the most successful businesses in the city, and I'm
Hmm.
a convicted murderer.
Yeah.
Like I'm a real convicted murderer. Like I don't even know. Like there's like one other guy that's convicted.
Hmm.
So you know, if you just want to like dip into the world, doing illegal shit, but also want to do your fucking civ shit, then yeah, that's probably whatever.
Yeah.
But you know, if you're trying to be a gangbanger and a very powerful gang, which TG is a very powerful gang, uh, and in my opinion, uh, if I had to put the two strongest gangs in the city, it's GG and CG,
Hmm.
and I don't know which one's stronger to be honest. I would lean toward GG. Uh, and they want you to do business, and you're just trying to gangbang. I just join another group.
Okay. I got you.
What's the point, right? Like,
Yeah, I
like I
think
said,
yeah, I think that like it's definitely a line. Like I want so today for instance, I woke up and then within 10 minutes of me being around, I got invited to do a bank. Like I like that I could do that and then I could sit around and I could have my meetings, I could go and sit on mountainsides late night, I could fucking, do business shit. I like the flexibility. And I don't want to go back to a world where it's literally me just going phone call to phone call, doing like paper pushing all day. Like that, I don't want to do. But if it's like, we have a new business idea and we need somebody to like make it work and get it set up and help us make the money, like I'm down for that, regardless of whether it's Gigi or anybody else.
Yeah, fair enough. You know, I just, as someone that has two people in their group that are only subs, right?
Mm-hmm.
It it's easy to tell what people want them for, right?
Right.
Like I see people try to take advantage of even Alex a lot
Mm-hmm.
because they're very good at what they do.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I'm very close with Gigi, I feel. I'm very close with Marty. But, you know, I've known you for a while. I just don't want you to, you shouldn't get taken advantage of. And I
Okay.
don't think they would, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah, I definitely have a very like nuanced take on that because I come from a perspective that like everyone at some point wants to eke out some marginal advantage or utility in these types of like business esque relationships. So I'm going into it knowing that that's my strength and that's what I bring to the table and that's what's lacking there. So if I can fill that vacuum, I personally don't have like a big issue. Um, Now, if I do that and then I find myself, 2 months down the line, I don't get the 10 minutes after I wake up call to go into a bank when there are slots or whatever to do a bank, then that's an issue, I think. Um, that's the type of issue I think we only really discover once this like honeymoon phase is over.
Yeah, like I said, this shit's hard. Like even for us, like we're like 11 people,
Yeah.
and like 8 of us do crime. Like
Hmm.
not even the whole 11 are criminals.
Yeah.
And with 8 people, it's fucking hard to include everyone.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I said, I don't think you should, you know, I'm not gonna tell you how to feel. I'm just saying the same shit over and over. But
Listen, I
you know,
appreciate your honesty.
the CG shit, it's got to be fucking hard as fuck for them to include everyone. Because I mean, they have like over 20 members now.
Oh yeah, they're big, especially with like if you start thinking about like the street team side of it, the Hydra side of it, and those people will be around when things happening, and it's like,
Yeah, it's got to be fucking
mm,
miserable for them to include everyone. So it's like I don't blame them for like trying to get you into like you know just as a street team or anything, because realistically that probably would get you more action and stuff. But you know, at the end of the day, someone wants to be included in the main shit, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I can't see myself rolling around pressing people robbing houses, and I can't see myself, you know, doing some of the other stuff that these guys get up to on a day to day. Like, there'll probably be moments where that'll happen inside a GG, but it seems like there's a little bit more flow to it versus these guys are like very passionate about that stuff in a way that I just don't give a fuck about. Like, I'm never gonna be passionate about robbing houses or holding it down or whatever. That's just not the way I'm built.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel
Mm.
that. You're in a very strange position
Oh, 100%.
because, like I said, I think without a doubt the top two gangs in the city right now are CG and GG, and it is. I don't know if they even like each other. In fact, I know for a fact that they've been in a lot of conflict. I don't know how it's been recently, but you know, you're in a very strange middle position, I think.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, it feels like a lot of the decisions got made for me. Like, had Rami said, you know what, Kevin, you could still run VLC imports, then it would have been a lot more difficult to do this juggling act between the two groups. But because they said, all right, you know what, you're out of VLC imports, you're out of Dodo Logistics, you're out of Jewel Dragon, you're out of Pixel Perfect, you're out of all these other businesses, it's like, all right, well, I mean, I guess the decision was made for me. If I want to do business stuff, I can't do it inside of this very large ecosystem. I have to take that energy elsewhere.
Yeah. That's wild though, man. That's actually insane. Like,
Yeah.
this shit has blew my fucking mind, Kevin. Holy fuck.
Yeah, it's the culmination of almost 2 years of civilian grinding.
God damn.
Yeah.
Can you believe this shit, Barry?
I mean, not really. But at least he's able to open up more, I guess, and do his fucking thing.
Yeah, I can't. I did that shit for 6 months and almost lost my mind. I can't believe you done it for this long.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm a sick man, I think.
You're a degenerate fuck.
Yeah.
That's what you are.
Yeah, once my brain gets locked into something, I could stay there forever unless I actively try and get out of it. And honestly, like, had I not been in that situation and had Marty not called at that time, I wouldn't even be here right now. It is an extraordinary act of serendipity that, you know, I ended up here. I don't know if I'll say the same thing in 3 months, but, you know, we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, I mean, gang life is fucking tough. There's a reason that, like, you know, the guild does shit our way, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I mean, you know, fuck the South Side. That place is fucking shithole.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna be surprised if you are the same person, like, in a month from now.
I mean, to be honest, I have the same mindset about the South Side that you do. You know, can you guys keep a secret?
Have you ever done anything illegal?
Yeah. But listen, hold on. I want to tell you a secret, but you guys got to promise not to tell anybody.
Okay.
All right, listen. I kind of want to gentrify the South Side, and this might be step number one.
Man, if you tell anyone that, they're gonna fucking kill you.
I've been screaming it down on O Block to Larry, and he gets pissed off every time.
Wait,
My suggestion is to not do that.
What? Listen, we can open a bunch of like storefronts and coffee shops, and yeah, we can fucking pave the streets. It'd be great. You know, we get in early too.
Kevin, are you fucking high?
I've been smoking a lot of recreational marijuana lately. I actually buy it from the Reef these days because I don't really want to go to Little Soul as much as I did before.
What the fuck?
All right, but wait, what were you saying before? I interrupted you to make that point.
I don't know, Kevin. I don't know, man. I guess to end it, you know, it's just insane to me, you know. Like, I get where you're coming from, you know. I don't know if you like have experienced what probably like I don't know who like sets shit up in the CG. Like I assume Mr. K is like the front runner for like getting shit started. But I don't know if like Rami does it or Randy or Vinny. Um, but I don't know if you've experienced this because I've experienced that. And I think anyone that like is the main person that like gets shit started
Mm-hmm.
feels this way. But like I said, uh,
Yeah,
Trying
appreciate
to
the follow,
include
chat.
everyone is fucking miserable. It's miserable with 11 people, and I assume with CG's like 30 people that it's fucking impossible even.
Yeah. I mean, so like you asked me before if I did crime, and I've done crime with those guys before, and it was literally me standing at Amazon. Rami walks in, asks, "Hey Kevin, do you want to hit a fleek it?" And me being like, "Yes." Is kind of how it went down, and that was like the one bank that I hit with them in the last like 6 months. Um, Whereas like GG, it's like a radio thing. Hey, who wants to do this? And then if you speak up, it seems like you just get to go. But I don't know that I'm around during the hours when most people are around to do shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, the point I'm making is like, you know, it's hard for like I don't know like the correct terms, so I'm just gonna speak in video game terms
Okay.
because I'm a fucking loser.
Okay.
It's hard for like guild masters and stuff to include everyone all the time. That's like
Yeah.
a major reason why people leave guilds
Yeah.
is they just don't have the time or
To
effort
master.
required to appease everyone, right?
Yeah.
And it's hard as fuck. I don't blame CG at all, and I don't know if you blame them at all,
Oh,
but
I'm indifferent, to be honest.
it's coming from that perspective of someone that deals with that myself. It's
Yeah.
very hard. It's very hard, but
Yeah.
it's also like, I'm not gonna blame someone in my guild that leaves because I didn't do enough for them. Because at the end of the day, I can't.
Yeah, I also think like
And
the analogy kind of falls apart in this that like I'm not even in the guild, right? I'm like a social in the guild, or I'm like a social plus. I'm the guy that people kind of know and they invite to stuff sometimes, but there's no expectation that I'm included. But I do decide that I want to leave and join a different guild, and then there's like a tension there because I want to leave as a social to join a guild where I can be like a quote unquote main raider.
yeah, that's fair enough. Fair. Um, yeah, that's fair. I don't know. It's just fucking hard, man. It's
You know,
fucking hard, but you should do what makes you happy. And it just so happens that the people that want you are the two strongest guilds. So holy fuck. Good luck.
yeah, I guess I got lucky on that.
Yeah, I feel that. All right, let's do a test. Come on.
A test? Okay. Okay, I failed the test. Okay, I failed the test.
Yeah, you fucking garbage, Kevin. You got a lot of work to do, Civvy. A lot.
Yeah, you're not wrong. We'll get there though. Also, this is a pretty nice house. This is the first time I've been in here, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I bought it off Mr. K actually.
Oh yeah, how much?
A lot.
Okay.
I mean, fuck it.
Oh.
Yo.
All right. I think I need a ride. I drove your thing. All right, so what's the inside scoop on the arcade, Yeager? Why did the prices go up by 5x?
Gangs want to practice recoil, and I like pissing them off.
Oh, okay. Wait, couldn't the gangs just went to the book club and pay $500 a game to do the same thing?
Well, they want to practice shooting each other, probably. When they want to shoot a target that sees it at.
Oh, okay, fair.
Yeah, it's been a great business for me.
Yeah, I mean, honestly. You think that's been a better business than than H&O?
I don't know. I've actually never once I know about H&O. Like I know it's like an underground place.
Mm,
You on the radio?
But I've literally never been there.
really?
What's up?
You gotta see this. You're gonna love this.
What? See what?
This car seems small, I don't know what. Well, we figured out who owns it now.
Fuck, I gotta grab your bike.
How much did this cost you?
What would you say?
How much did this car cost you?
25 mil.
Oh, okay, okay.
See what, Barry?
Bro, you don't see that shit? Come here.
It's very good.
Uh,
Is that Svenos? Yeah, it is. What? Okay, well. I love that guy.
you good, little bro? Are
Yeah, I'm good.
you talking about the fucking front wheel you're doing?
Yeah, you know about that shit?
No.
I just figured out how the fuck to do it randomly.
Hello, bro. Yo,
Alright,
chat,
it
don't
is
forget to
again.
follow.
It's pretty cool.
Also, set to my YouTube. And my Clips channel. And my fellow mentor. Thank you so much. I love you. Damn.
It's pretty wicked.
Yeah,
I don't know if you can do that with any other bike. I haven't tried.
Wait, no, I'm not. One sec. No, I'm not.
You becoming a zoomer?
Yeah, I wasn't in it either. Who is it?
Bro, he had everything.
I can't.
Yeager's got arcade money.
What
Stand
did I
bad.
say? This thing Macy?
Something Mace.
Yeager's been hammered forehead.
Oh,
What is it
Bessie
actually?
Mace.
That's funny. He's got admin money. Cap.
All right, we're in.
Oh yeah, Yeager could probably get anything. I mean, to be honest, if he
Yeah.
wanted a Gundam, he could probably get a Gundam. Hey, I have a question.
What's up?
You ever think about like building robots and shit?
Kinda.
Yeah, you should do that. And
My
hire me.
question for you, too.
Yeah.
Did your chat get in an argument when I said GG was stronger than CG?
I'm gonna be honest. The entire time that I've been talking to you, Yeager, I've been focused on talking to you.
Alright. I love saying shit like that. I love when people argue over stupid shit.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, it's probably better that you desensitize people to that line of conversation because it's not a provable point of conversation necessarily. Because there are so many factors that go into things like that.
Alright, where do you think you chopped off, Kevin?
PDM. PDM Autos. Oh, stir me harder. Well, you asked for it, James. Wait, so how fast is this car top on it? Or how high?
The top speed's pretty low. I mean, it's not low, but it's lower than other cars.
Mm,
But the acceleration, I believe, is it's either the best in the city or one of the best.
okay.
And then the turning is like a boat, but the grip is like one of the best too.
It's like on rails.
I would say this is probably the best racing vehicle for city races,
Hmm.
but it falls short in like the long stretches.
Okay. That looks fucking clean. I saw this the other day. I thought it was like actually, I don't know what I thought it was. I thought it was some shit from the future. Like I was the chosen one and I need to follow you or something. Anyways, you have a go on, Yeager. If you need anything, you let me know.
Yeah, of course.
I appreciate you.